If that, hey, come let me ask you a question. Are there things you're not doing, not because you can't, but because you're waiting for someone to say it's okay, waiting for permission? I know that feeling. I've lived it, been there, done it. But today, I want to help us break that circle. Let's talk about what happens when you stop asking for permission and start moving. If you're ready, let's dive in. Hey guys, welcome back to another amazing episode of the I Am Not Lucky, I Am Blessed podcast, the school for small business owners who want to grow on purpose and not by accident. And as always, I'm your host Lucky, and today I am here to talk real business, like serious business. Something has to change. Something has to change on today's episode. So guys, if you're ready, let's go. But before we do, let me share a story with you guys. Personal story. A true African story. So this is it. I was about 9 years old. I think 10 or so, I can't really remember. It was a Saturday afternoon and my friends were on the street playing football. I could hear them from inside. I wanted to join them so bad. Normally I'll ask my mom or if I can. But this day is like, I've asked so much that I feel like she'll be used to me doing it without asking. So I left quietly without my mom's permission. We played the ball. I was happy. I felt like me. But when I got home, my mom was standing by the door. And before I could even say anything, boom, slap landed on my cheek. Mom was like, "You just left the house without telling anybody. Am I your mate?" She shouted. In that moment, not even in that moment, few years later, like this moment, like recently, I realized that something happened in that moment. And this is not one moment. This is not two moments. This is just the way of life. That I need permission before I do anything. I am telling you, I'm 32 years old and I am still struggling with that. Not because of one event, but stack of events like that has happened all through my life. And literally, I find it difficult to take actions without permission. And from that day, myself and every other Nigerian African child started asking for permission to do anything, even things that we already knew we could do. Because we didn't want to be wrong, we didn't want to be punished, and we didn't want to be rejected. And here's the scary part. That little boy still lives in me. And if I'm not careful, he runs my life. Okay, fast forward to now. I'm grown. I have my own business, my own vision, my own life. But there are still days I feel like I need someone's permission, even if it's for something good. Permission to launch something new. Permission to speak. Permission to take up space. Sometimes I catch myself holding back, not because I don't have the skill, but because I am waiting for someone to say, yes, go ahead. Yes, that is good. And maybe you know exactly what I'm talking about, or you don't. You're like, or you're just like shocked by what I'm saying. Trust me, this is how we grew up. Like I said, not me, only a lot of African kids. Like literally, I was sharing something with my brother the other day. I was like, I grew up in a house where there was computer in my room, I could literally use that computer. I could have learned how to use a computer because it's in front of me, but I couldn't use it because I was not permitted. You don't speak in classes when you are not permitted. Before you speak, you ask for permission. When the permission is granted, you speak. Like literally, that's how we lived our lives till this day. And is it affecting us? Of course it is. Is it 100%? Not really. But there are still those areas that I struggle with. So there was an experiment once done. It's called the monkey experiment, where scientists put 5 monkeys into a cage. And inside that cage, there was a ladder. And on top of the ladder was bananas. Naturally, monkeys would try to climb and get the bananas. But here's what happened. Whenever they climbed to get the bananas, they would get punished. The monkeys got sprayed with cold water. Every time one climbed, they all got punished. Eventually, none of them tried. Then the researchers did something different. They took an old monkey from the 5 and replaced them with a new one. The new guy had never been sprayed before, but the moment he tried to climb, the other monkeys beat him down, like, calm down. And then they replaced a second monkey. And eventually, all 5 monkeys that have never been sprayed got replaced. But guess what? These new 5 monkeys never tried to reach for the bananas. Why? Because they inherited the fear. The fear that if you do this, you get punished. The fear that you need permission to go up there to get that banana. And if that permission is not given, you cannot go there. And that's what many of us are living. Rules we never created. Limitations that we never put on ourselves. Fear we never earned. But we still obeyed like laws. We still live under them like it's ours. Limitations that are not ours. So now the question is, how do you break those limitations? How do you break those barriers? So step number 1, what I recommend you start doing is recognize it's a program. The fear you have, it's not you. It's the program you were raised in a system where initiatives was punished. So now, even when the punishment is gone, the fear still stays. Step number 2, rewire it with action. You have to rewrite the story by doing what you are afraid of doing without asking. Came across this quote that says, if something frightens you, do it. If you're afraid of something, do it. I literally caught myself doing this. Important decisions in my life that I should make. I found myself relying on people's permission before I did it. Step number 3, speak over yourself. You have to speak differently to yourself. You have to start saying, I give myself permission every day until it feels natural, until you don't wait anymore. Stop listening to yourself and start speaking to yourself. Whatever that fear is, write it down and then tell yourself, I give myself permission to do it. Fail or pass, it doesn't matter. The most important thing is you did it. So Yes, these are the 3 steps or the 3 things you can do to break that limiting barrier or that permission seeking habit. Before we move to the challenge of the week, let me share with you a Bible verse that says, "For God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind." If God didn't give you the spirit of fear, but of power, why are you waiting for permission? Like, you are powerful enough. Don't ever make me sound patient. Like, you are powerful enough to do something. Why do we keep waiting for permission? Maybe God led you to listen to this episode so you can know that you're powerful enough. Maybe this is what you needed to hear. But think about it. You are powerful enough. Not your father, your mother, or the person you want to call. You watching this episode is powerful enough. So why are you waiting for permission? So this week, I want you to do just one thing. One thing that you've been putting up because you've been waiting for someone's validation. No more waiting. No more permission slips. No more approval. You don't need yes from anyone but you. The cage is open, and I want you to climb that ladder and go get that banana. Here are my closing words for you. You were raised to wait, but you were created to lead. If you keep asking for permission your whole life, you would never leave it. Here's what I want to remind you today. Permission is the cage, and taking action is the key. Thank you so much, guys, for listening to today's episode. If this episode blessed you, if this episode is something you enjoyed, you can relate with, don't let me give you permission to subscribe, like, and share. You should know what to do. Don't wait for someone to tell you. Okay, the only thing I want from you is to subscribe, like, and share it with someone. Okay, so thank you so much for doing that. And always remember, you're not lucky. You're blessed. Peace.